Hey guys, Bob Reese here with the Guides Forecast. I'll start out by reminding folks to subscribe to our YouTube channel. But today we're going to have a brief conversation with Brandon Glass, who is a third generation fishing guide. Kind of cut his teeth on the banks of the Sandy River with his dad, Jack Glass, who's also very well known. Brandon, I just happened to catch him in Florida. So I think it's going to be a fun conversation. Brandon, thanks for joining us for a short period here.
Hi, Bob. Hi, everybody that's watching right now and going to be watching on the recorded. Yes, I'm down here in Florida right now with my wife on our little vacation before springer start and the ending of winter steelhead. Never been here, so first time coming down to Florida and I'm really enjoying it. We're down here in the Keys right now. We're actually at the moment just got done eating here. It's 9:30 at night at Island Mirada area of the Keys. Been down to Key West, been up to Key Largo, kind of fished yesterday, did some scuba diving. Really neat place. Like I gotta tell you, if you're into warm weather, tropical, and good fishing, pretty cool place to go. So, I mean, something I've never seen before. I got quite a few fish off my bucket list. So, almost got a grand slam yesterday. I missed it by one cast. So, things happen.
That's great. I've always thought of Florida synonymous with tarpon, which is on my bucket list. I don't have that many different species on my bucket list, but tarpon is definitely one of them. Have you? Doesn't sound like you caught one on this trip, but have you caught tarpon before?
I have caught one small tarpon. I did not catch when I missed it. I cast right on the tarpon instead of right in front of it, but the wind was blowing 25. So we're trying to throw these sluggos, uphill in the wind and letting the wind blow it into the fish. And I didn't get the far enough distance with the wind to land in front of the fish and then twitch it. So I missed my opportunity, but I did get my permit. I did get my bonefish. I got a barracuda, which I've already caught one of those. I caught not a hammerhead shark, but bony shark or a bonnet head shark and needlefish. So pretty good trip. My wife got a bonefish, got a barracuda. My wife did miss out on her permit, but yeah, all in all, it was a great trip yesterday. Cool area down here. So
Yeah, well, as I have done some research on sport fishing, I've been intrigued with the fact that we're so biased here because we think our rivers are crowded and our lakes are crowded, and we know sport fishing is popular here in Oregon. But compared to Florida, Florida being the number one sport fishing location or state in the entire country. I mean, when I was down there honeymooning with my wife 25 years ago, it there was somebody fishing on every corner down there in that country, and I don't know if that's what you've experienced as well.
I will tell everybody that's never been here or that has been here, I have seen more vessels than I have ever seen in my entire life. I did the research yesterday. Florida has 930,000 registered vessels for 2023. Oregon, I think, had 123,000. So do that
Wow.
math. This place is infested with boats. There's boats everywhere. Everywhere you look, there's boats. There's center consoles. There's forward helms. There's flats boats. There's you can think it. They have it here. I mean, there must be billions upon billions of dollars of boats here. It's insane,
Wow. Well, on
absolutely insane.
on that subject, you and I both know that guiding has not been as fruitful as it was when your dad started, and even when I started. But you've taken on kind of a second. Besides being a successful fishing guide, you're also don't you do still sell some boats? Is kind of rep some boats back here in Oregon, or tell me more about that for a minute.
Yeah, so I did kind of get on a little stint with WS Yacht Brokers. I've kind of stepped away, and I told Jason that's the owner, and he's a great human being, awesome company, totally a great experience. I just for me, I need to take 6 months to a year to really involve myself into that. And for me to do that, I have to sell my entire business and then start fresh to do that. I just, I can help somebody that wants to work with me. I can go right there in the office and get it done. I'm just not going to sit there on the phone. I'm not going to drive sales and meeting people to make this work. I want to personally work with somebody that I work with already as my guide industry or people that are my buddies and friends. I can get you all set up doing that. That's fine, but I'm not going to be the guy sitting at the desk 5 days a week, answering phone calls, emails, stuff like that. I want to personally know the person that wants to work on buying or selling a vessel that's in, like the yacht size that they need help with, and that's what I'm there to do with them.
Oh, that's great. Well, that sounds like a perfect fit for you, and I'm glad you're able to find a supplemental way to, to still make it here in Oregon somehow, which is still getting tougher and tougher. On that note, it sounded like Sandy River winter steelheading was a little bit more challenging this year than last year. We had heard so many good stories about how the Sandy performed last year. Can you just give us a quick overview of your thoughts? And then on top of that, we spent so much time pursuing hatchery fish there, but there's still a good wild fish late season program on the Sandy, I'm sure. Maybe add a few words on that.
Yeah, so Bob, like everybody I think saw in Oregon and Washington this year is we really saw a pretty decent early start when we had good water conditions. And then about the second week of January, we had a lapse in rain for about 6 weeks. And it got cold at the very end, right during the sportsman show. And then we had the nasty weather show up. Then we had rain again. But that 6 weeks, that very important, key, critical time for all these river systems to really get their scent to the ocean or draw those fish, wild hatchery, everything, draw them into the river system. We had we missed that. We did not have that. And I've seen this one other time before. We had that really lack of water in the middle of the season, and we just missed all those fish. I think those fish, they don't smell the river. It's too cold. It's not the right conditions. I I'm not a fish to tell you this, but I feel like they go back out and they wait for the next year.
Wow.
And yeah, we're going to still get some fish, but we're not getting that. We only had 245 fish to the hatchery. We should be at 1,000.
Wow.
Here it is, mid-March. We should be at 1,000 right now. So something's wrong. Like we lost these fish somewhere. So I know you live on the Oregon coast. I mean, living on the Oregon coast, seeing that, fishing all those rivers down there. We don't have those numbers of fish, those big number days, those vast numbers we get 50, 60 drip boats floating down the Wilson, and everybody's catching 1 to 4 fish a piece, if not the bigger numbers days. We didn't really get that this year. So
Yeah, and I'm guiding tomorrow down here on the Wilson. Actually, it'll be my first guided winter steelhead trip of the season. I just things have not come together down here, but the story kind of rings true down here as well. The guides that have been fishing on a more regular basis are certainly not posting the numbers they did in the previous couple of years. So yeah,
yeah,
it's a
yeah,
disappointment after we saw such a great return of winter steelhead on the Willamette system last year, and you guys had good fishing on the Sandy and the Clackamas and on the coast. So, let's hope it doesn't go too long this direction. And your thoughts on just certainly feel that the hatchery component of winter steelhead on the Sandy is starting to taper, but there'll be some quality wild fish probably well into early April. And then if you could also just hint, there'll still be some summer steelhead coming in probably as early as April and certainly well into June and July, right?
yeah, absolutely. So I would think they're still going to have another squirt of good wild fishing to come. Yes, 100%. Hatchery fish, I think we've kind of went past our point of good opportunities at good hatchery catching. You go out and you spend a good full day. You're doing a drip boat trip. You're doing a raft trip in the upper river. You're doing a sled trip. I think we're going to be happy to get one hatchery fish a day right now. Okay, on this metropolitan rivers. I just think we kind of surpass those big number days anymore. Yes, there's still a great chance to get those fish. Yes, there is, but don't look down upon that. It's just I don't think you're going to be seeing the big numbers yet anymore. I think we're kind of past that. I think there's still some good chance at great wild opportunities. Then again, we got springers starting to show up. Right, we're going to start seeing springers start to show up in the Sandy. We should see them a couple of early ones. 1st of April-ish, mid-April-ish. So we have that next coming up. So it's really no down turn of things happening. It's just that things might be a little different than what we anticipated, and that's just the way fisheries will work sometimes.
You bet. Well, yeah, and I don't want to keep you from your wife here on your vacation. You guys get so little time together, but if you could kind of give us, I came across a photo the other day where I think you had caught a springer on the main stem
There
when
she is.
oh, hey, how are you? So now you're really
Good,
together,
Ariel.
so
Yeah.
I can get another hour out of you.
Oh man, look at this.
Excuse me, folks. We don't allow Instagram influencer videos down here on the beach. It's not allowed down here at this
We found
restaurant.
this guy
Sorry.
down here on the Keys. It's called Cody Herman. I think he's from Oregon. I don't know. It's
He's the
weird.
one that inspired me to do these YouTube videos. So Well, you're with a good crew of
There
people
you
there. If
go.
you could
There you
just
go.
give me an idea about where you might fish for springers in the coming weeks, and what's your outlook?
Yep. So I'll be down there. I'm gonna get pick my boat up on Tuesday. I land on Monday. I pick my boat up on Tuesday. Wednesday, I'm gonna basically go out there and make my first kind of a push at it. Thursday, I've got a group, and then I've got some spots open like Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday. I'm trying to get some like early season discounted trips just to kind of help get my boating gear, get my trolling in gear, just finding on new snags so that when we get into the last couple days of the season, I'm 100% into it. Like there's a thing that when you're a guide and you fish every day, it takes a day or two or three to find all the snags, get all the trolls right. You just get your feeling back. Typically it takes me a couple hours, but we've had a lot of log movement this year. So with this high water we had last week, so I want to go find all the snags. I don't want to take people out during the height of the season and find snags. I want to make sure I can divert, away from snagging up all the time. So I'm gonna have some of those trips still available if people want to book a seat or two or whatever. But then by the basically 25th on, it's go time for me. So
Yeah, great. And two things along those lines. First of all, tell us what your phone number is there.
yeah, so my phone number here is 503-260-8285. Please text me. Phone calls work great too. But texting works well because a lot of times I'm not able to take a call, but I can text back within minutes or half a day or whatever. Then love to help anyone out that wants to come out there and do a trial run and not to say a trial run, but an early season run. Half price trip for full day and just kind of get your wits about everything on the troll and the fisheries and everything like that. So it's just kind of a nice way to get everybody ready for the season. So
Yeah, that's a great opportunity. Hope folks take advantage of that. And you live down near as much history as you have on the Sandy River. You live down near Scappoose, Deer Island area, don't you?
correct. So yes, so all my springer fishing now is down in the St. Helens area, the Scappoose Bay Marina, and so that's where I fish out of. And so if anybody wants to kind of learn, let's say Goble, Rainier, well, I don't get down to Rainier, Prescott all the way up to basically I say Caterpillar Island. That's kind of my zone now. And so if you're really interested in trying to learn in that new area, you haven't really been there before, love to help you out. Please try to book a trip with me to if you want to kind of get ideas and why we do certain things, certain parts of the tide. That's the big one. Is that we got a lot of tide. First, the old Sandy River area I used to fish, 205 Bridge. We didn't really have tides to work with in the springer season. So this is a totally different game down here. And so I like to help people learn that game.
That's awesome. Well, great. I sure appreciate you taking the time. Tell Cody I'm going to be hollering out to him to learn more about his trout program in Central Oregon there. So even though he'll probably do
Yeah,
some springer
very
trips
cool deal.
too, but yeah. So
Yep.
enjoy the rest of your time in Florida. Thanks for taking the time out of your busy vacation, and I hope folks get a chance to get out fishing with you and enjoy the rest of your vacation, pal.
Absolutely, guys. Hey, thank you very much. Thank you, Bob. And Bob, we'll look forward to talking on Wednesday, the 26th.
Thanks for that reminder for folks that don't get a chance to get out and fish with Brandon. We're going to have a webinar. March 26th is a Wednesday. Brandon puts together, we collectively put together a real nice slide deck on the PowerPoint program. And, Brandon's just got a great presence about him. We're going to spend an hour and a half, 2 hours with some detailed information on how he is successful at Spring Chinook. Take your questions and have a good time. We've had a great participation in those webinars. That's going to be March 26th. That's a Wednesday at 6:30 p.m. We're going to advertise the heck out of it and hope they'll join us there too. So thanks so much.
Awesome. That sounds great. I love it. I can't wait to see you guys. All right.
Take care.